Let's just do it one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you're ready,
I'm
right?
ready now, yeah.
Okay. All right, you're good. So I think we can get out of here somehow. And then, so this is one of the programs that we use for communication. And, you know, if it feels like your eyes are not activating where you're looking, let me know.
Okay.
Not.
In the North Loop, we have
I.
bus 1913
Can.
and 1913. North Loop, all your buses
Have.
have called.
Stopped.
In the South Loop, we have bus 2118, 2118.
All right, seems to be working.
Seems to be working. Okay, so, oh man, this one doesn't have, where we can, you know, change the timing.
Okay.
So, I'm not really sure why.
Can you move the blue chicken after you're
Oh,
done? So we
sure.
could, yeah, because it's staying on the back also.
Well, so like for training, when kids are really just first starting to use it and stuff, we have a lot of different games that they play to kind of increase their stamina and ability to, you know, use their eyes without fatiguing as quickly, because it can be really tiring to try to communicate with only your eyes. And why don't you tell us what you had for breakfast this morning?
Okay.
If you had breakfast.
I. Not. Bacon.
You did not have bacon?
Well, I accidentally said that. I'm trying to find.
Right,
I did not eat breakfast.
Oh, okay.
I.
In the South Loop, we have bus 1522, 1522.
Not there. This works really well with the eyes, though.
Yeah, doesn't it?
So I'm looking for I. Did not. No, not there.
And a lot of times when you can go to do if you want. So if you go to do and then the word forms.
Do. I'm missing do. Where's the others?
Do.
And if you want, you can go to the word forms, and that will allow you to change it to like past tense. If you just do the ed, it'll do whatever past tense.
Did.
There you go.
Okay, I did.
Didn't.
Oh, look at that. Let's see. Didn't. Not there.
You're really good at this.
You are really good at this. I am impressed.
I'm trying to find I did not. I didn't eat. So that would be actions, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so actions.
Do the actions.
I didn't
Eat.
And then we're looking for eat.
Healthy.
There you go.
There you go. You didn't eat healthy.
Oops.
Most of the time, so that usually. Also, if you want, usually the pause is right here, but I guess it's up here
Oops.
in this profile, which is fine. But that's one of the things that we try to teach a kid is, you know, if they're looking around and it's hard to kind of concentrate and
Drink.
not activate stuff, you know, we sometimes pause it and then you can look at it without activating
Coffee.
anything.
There you go. That's my breakfast.
Coffee. Yeah,
I-
me too.
I am impressed.
Oops, how do I say the whole sentence now?
The speak
Okay.
over here.
I drink coffee.
There you go. That's my breakfast. I drink coffee.
Yeah, and so what are you gonna do today? You can also clear
Oh,
the
okay.
whole message.
I am going to school. I am going to school.
Nice.
Wow.
Going to school. What else? Can you describe the weather? What's the weather like today?
Good.
No, it's good. Is it sunny or rainy or cloudy? So this is kind of where we
Yes.
use like that categorical knowledge, you know, and try to make connections like, oh, we might find weather in, if we're not finding it in our actions or in our descriptors, you know, maybe it's in the more things.
Okay. More things. There we go.
There it is.
Sunny. It is sunny.
It is sunny. What else? Do you have a favorite animal?
I
Let's-
like.
Animals, maybe. No, not descriptors. There we go.
Dog. I like dog.
You like dog? Do you like dog or dog?
I.
Dogs.
I
Oops, let's go back.
like. Dog. S. I like dog S.
You like
Oops.
doggus.
So close.
If you go to the word forms, that's how you can manipulate any.
Add an S.
Dogs. I like dogs.
Do you like small dogs or big dogs?
I like.
Or what? What kind
Big.
of dogs do you like? Big, fluffy, or really? What kind
Dog.
of? I like big dogs. Okay.
Dogs. I like big dogs.
All right.
Wow.
You know, so in addition to trying to navigate to different places and finding which category or folder everything is in, you know, you really have to be familiar with language and how language works and grammar and all of that stuff, and that can take such a long time, especially if you have a language impairment or you know, if you are not familiar with what these
Yes.
symbols mean,
Right.
you know. So, you know, learning eye gaze and and using it really efficiently and effectively can take a really, really long time. And so the more exposure that our students have to even just exploring, will be beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
You
But it's, really important to not
help.
give up, and not get discouraged when it takes a really long time. A lot of times kids get really discouraged or frustrated because it may be difficult and it may be fatiguing on their eyes. But we really try to make it fun, and the blue chicken is like super fun.
Looking for students on here now.
All right. Well, what are they?
So they're people.
They're people too.
Okay, let's see. Would be under more things.
Nope.
Okay.
Go back
Oh,
home. There's
people. There you
yeah, and so they're all kind of arranged.
Student. Students. You help students.
Yeah.
You.
Oops.
I. Helped.
Oops. It's tough.
It is tough. And we're not, at the beginning when kids are first learning
In
and
Southwick, we have
whatnot,
bus
we're not
2219,
expecting
2219.
correct grammar or, full sentences or anything. Because, all of that really kind of comes in time. And
More.
especially if, what was I just going to say? Just went out.
Just how it takes them so much time to get acclimated to the setup
Oh,
and where
yeah.
to find all the words and whatnot.
Yeah, so, one word is fine, and then we
Mhm.
kind of expand on it and show them how another word
I.
can be helpful in communicating your exact message, and we kind of build up from there, So, sometimes if you think about doing an entire sentence, like, I like big dogs, that's a lot of navigation that you have to do with your eyes,
Mhm.
So if they just come out with dog, that's definitely something that we accept and move on and move forward with, and just try to expand over time. But if they're in here for 45 minutes or something, we're not going to just work on I like dogs, because it will have so many hits and so much navigation to say one thing. But if they say dog and then they answer another question with Cheerios or whatever, then that's a lot more information that we're getting out of them that we can build upon over time as their endurance and as their endurance grows and their fatigue lessens. So it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a lot of work.
You can customize this for like if they have like a specific family member that they want to identify.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
You can
You
put that.
can.
You can like if they have like a sister, their picture can be up on there as well,
Oh,
and they
yeah.
can go to identify their sister, then indicate any kind of need with that.
Yeah. And when we do customize, we also really have to take into consideration the research and the the research that has been put into how the language is arranged in the system. We really wouldn't want to alter a whole lot of it, like especially on the home page, because it's arranged in a certain way
More.
to kind of coincide with how we speak and
Mhm.
how we read. So you know, it's generally not something that we like to do without careful consideration. But of course, you know, people and more specific things in appropriate areas
All your buses have been
um,
called.
are customizable, and then it really gives a lot more motivation to students to want to communicate.
Sure.
So
Okay.
so that's really nice. And this is just, you know, there's other vocabulary sets. Let me just show you one more.
I want to pause one thing. I'm going to pause it. Yeah.
So that is really neat, and any other languages as well, you know. But the only kind of bilingual pages that they have at the moment are just the English to Spanish. So we do have at least one student who is using the bilingual page set, and her speaking voice is, you know, there's one that has let's see, how do I want to say it? Where the Spanish speaker and the English speaker are the same voice, so it doesn't sound too different when she switches between the two languages.
Right, right.
Because you can do that. You can create sentences, you know, with, what do they call that? Like kind of how you code switch almost and use certain words in certain situations, but sometimes the language is like half Spanish, half English.
No, like Spanglish, sort of.
Spanglish, that's the word. That's the word.
I like that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Mr. Donovan, you did phenomenal.
Well, thank you so
I
much.
am very impressed, but
Yeah.
I would love your thoughts.
It's a really, really cool tool. I mean, it's amazing for the kids that don't have that ability to communicate, that they can use this. If they cannot, you know, use their arms or don't have the fine motor skills to use the iPad, this is such an amazing alternative. It's hard. It's certainly difficult, but the calibration, I mean, this is my first time using this piece of equipment, and the calibration that we did took less than 10 seconds, and everywhere my eyes go, it follows perfectly. It's a matter of getting acclimated to this and getting used to where the certain things are. I think the kids will be better off using the quick fires because they'll probably be using the same things over and over to respond to like specific needs. So if they had to use the bathroom, they could go to quick fire and then, you know, communicate that need. If they were hungry, they could communicate that need as well. And then you start small, then kind of build their knowledge from there. But the things that you guys do, I say it all the time. Excuse me. This is one of my favorite places to come and visit because I love seeing the kids gain proficiency in their devices. And for you guys to be the masters at all of these different devices, whether it be the iPad or the smaller version or the eye gaze, it's really impressive, and it's got to be difficult for you guys to keep up with all the latest and greatest technology.
Oh yeah. Well, and you know, there's a lot of professional development that is online through all of these companies, and it's usually all free and really helpful in learning more about the system. You know, I did a training on the bilingual page set and found out, you know, why certain things are in certain areas, you know, because the Spanish language is different, you know, it has a different setup from English, but they really put a lot of research and time into making it align as similar as they could between the two languages, so that, you know, some of these words are not in a completely different place, but in the Spanish version, you know, they do conjugate some of these things depending on what you select.
Oh, yeah,
You
look
know,
at
it
that.
does automatically
That's really
change,
cool.
which is, yeah, it is really cool. And the only thing is, you know, so quick fires are great, right? But when we are kind of teaching a kid about how language works and everything, we don't want to rely too much on whole phrases and stuff, because we want them to learn that each component is
Right.
separate. You know what I mean? Like each word has its own meaning, and so the phrases and quickfires are wonderful, but we also have to make sure that they understand that they are composed of separate units that have individual meanings as well.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And for this rubber chicken here, does that
Yes.
help to kind of rest their eyes at a spot where they're not kind of going all over the screen and
Not,
selecting things that they're not supposed to?
not necessarily. I
Okay.
think that's mainly for kind of gaining attention.
Okay, gotcha.
Because, at first the kid may not realize that their eyes are doing that, are activating symbols. They may not realize that that's them communicating, right?
Mhm.
So sometimes we use it to kind of, get their eyes to come over here, and we may put a filter on. Let me bring it back to English because I know English really well. So maybe we put a little filter on and give a couple choices, right? Or not that one, but maybe like a horse and a snake. And so, like, if we have
Horse.
a kid and we know that they like horses
Mhm.
or whatever, and we direct their attention over here, and they activate the horse, and then we put on a horse video or a picture of a horse or something,
Mm-hmm.
and that really helps to make that connection between, like, oh my gosh, I just said that.
Like with Talon and butterflies.
Yes, yeah. Or